Good morning. Hope everyone's having a great morning. It is a little bit snowy outside today, and it stopped snowing, but it's still only around freezing. So I'm in the house right now, and I'm going to take some time to make a heart block. I had a bunch of these right here, Haft Square Triangles, done up with pinks and reds, left over from another project that I was doing. So I decided I was going to make a heart block for Valentine's Day. These do measure at 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I decided I would get out some of the fabrics and pinks and reds and make some 3-inch squares. So for this project, you're going to need 3-inch squares, or you could do 2.5-inch squares and Haft Square Triangles if that's what you have. You could do 4-inch or 5-inch, but keep the consistency on that. If you have 3-inch Haft Square Triangles, use 3-inch squares. So to create this one that we're looking at right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3-inch Haft Square Triangles. I also have 2 background 3-inch squares. And then to make the 4 patch in the middle, I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then also 2 solid ones out here. So that would make 6 3-inch squares in your colors. Then I decided, hey, let's play around with this. What if I don't want a 4 patch in the middle? I could take that out. Now I have Haft Square Triangles in the middle. And that too is a very pretty heart. I happen to like pinwheels, so I put them in the pinwheel design. What if we went like this? I actually like that. I don't know what you would call it in the middle, but I like it. I think if I was making a table runner and I had 3 of these together, 1, 2, 3, it would look very pretty. We could also go this way and put what appears to be a square and a square in the middle. That's also another option. We could turn them out. And put the background as a square and the square in the middle. There are a lot of options when you come to the Haft Square Triangles. A lot of ways they can go together. I really enjoy Haft Square Triangles. They're fun to play with, fun to put on a design board or up on your wall, and just play around with different ways they can go together. Now, if you don't want to do that and you have a pretty focal fabric, or you want to fussy cut something, you could take a 5.5-inch square, fussy cut it out so that you have a pretty little thing in the middle, or if you just have a fabric that's very pretty and you want to use it for the middle, you could use it that way. When you go to sew it up, it will be just a little bit different. You would be sewing it a little bit differently, but all in all, they're pretty easy to go together. Now, I haven't actually decided. I think I am going to go with this one in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sewing these together. I will probably sew these 2 together and these 2 together. As always, we use a 1/4-inch seam. I will sew them there and there. And then I will sew this one to this one, and this one to this one, this one to this one, and this one to this one, so that I end up with a full row once I sew those 2 together. So I have a row there, these here, my center, and these down here. Okay, here we are. I sewed these 2 together, these 2 together, these 2 together, and these 2 together. what I want to get to is a 9, or to be able to do 3 rows. Okay. So at this point, I'm actually going to iron these. I'm going to sew these 2 together. I'll flip this one on top of there. Sew those 2 together down there. Sew these 2 together over here. And then I will sew this to here. Bring it back over, open it up, and sew this one on. I'm going to iron first, and then I'll start sewing. Okay, back from the sewing. I have my top sewn together, my middle sewn together, and my bottom half. And everything looks good. I still have my point down here. I've got 2 points up there, and these look to be coming in correctly. So I'm okay there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over here and sew it down here. And then I'll flip that back up, put the bottom on, and sew this on, and we'll have our heart block completed. I wanted to just address the ironing and which way to go with your seams. With Haft Square Triangles, normally we press to the dark, okay? But if you notice on here, if I'm pressing to the dark, they would not butt up. So I did have to change a couple of those in the back, which is perfectly fine. You can twist them when you're sewing, or you can go back to the ironing board and iron it so it's right where it's supposed to be. So for this big square in the middle, I ironed to the middle. For this one, I ironed these out. These all went this nicely there. This lays good there. If it doesn't seem like it's laying well, you can always open these up and press your seams open. So I press these out and I press these in. That way when we put them together, they will nestle nicely. Right? They'll butt right up to each other. Whoops. I got you in there. They'll butt right up to each other there, and you can stitch right down through. So my last part that I'm going to do, these are in, so these ones will be out. And it looks like it's pretty much there already. I'm going to finish ironing it. We'll go from there. I'll be right back with the final block. Okay, so everything's looking pretty good. We've got it all sewn together. Before I go and do a final iron on it, I'm going to just look right here, look at my points, make sure that they've all come together where I want them. That one looks good. These look good right there. They've actually come together quite well here. I've got it in the picture. And check these ones down here. That one's looking good, and that one looks good. Seem to be shedding a lot with this material. I also have a 1/4 inch left here, there, 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 and down here for when we connect the blocks together. I am going to iron this, and I'll show you the completed block. Okay, and here we are, back with our final block. It's all completed. Looks very good. Back looks pretty good there. This has not been trimmed up yet, but if we look at it, if I can get it in here right, let's see what we've got so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. So I'll go ahead and square this up, and it'll be all set. I'll make a couple more, and I think what I'm going to do is make a table runner out of it. and send it over to my daughter's house. I hope you all have a nice day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do like what you're watching, please like and subscribe. It does help me out. I am new to the YouTube and sure could use a couple comments and things like that. Thanks.